Welcome. My name is Noe and I'm a photographer here in Seoul, South Korea. Today I want to talk to you about why I love photography. If there is one regret I have in life is not starting photography sooner. I really wish someone had put a camera in my hand when I was younger, and this is currently my favorite camera right now. This is the Fuji X Pro 2. The reason I like it so much, it's not because of the megapixels or the dynamic range or in-body stabilization or even eye autofocus, because it doesn't really have that. I just like it because it's such a simple camera, and I feel like many photographers, they just fall into the trap of caring only about the specs and not so much about the experience of shooting, because shooting with this thing is just, it's really fun. It's really hard to explain why I love this so much. Now, I do have a good professional camera. It's the 5D Mark III. I mostly use that for shooting in the rain and in the snow, because it's water resistant and it's good at handling cold temperatures. You try shooting with this camera in the cold and the battery's gonna die really fast. Like if you've never shot in the winter, the cold affects the battery. But I got this camera because I just enjoy the experience of shooting, and shooting is a very kind of personal thing for me. You may not know this, but I actually have depression. I've had depression since I was a kid. It's something that never went away. But I've grown accustomed to it and to my own tendencies, and photography is one of those things that actually helps me with my depression. I'm a very introverted person. I don't actually like dealing with people so much. That's why shooting portraits was so difficult for me. It's I actually had to talk to people, and maybe on the video I looked okay, but inside I was practically dying. Oh my God, I gotta talk to someone. But with photography, I don't have to be part of the event. I can just be the person watching, and it's really hard to explain what it feels like to turn the aperture dial, just a click. You just hear that. Do you hear that? That is so satisfying to me. And you might be wondering what lens this is. This is actually the Pentax Super Takumar 50mm 1.4. It's one of my favorite lenses. It's a manual lens. It's from 67 or something. And if you've never shot a manual lens, you are missing out. I mean, these things, they're so buttery smooth when you turn the focus ring. It's just so satisfying to focus on something and then take a shot. Especially this camera, I really love the shutter on this camera. Listen to that. That's really cool, right? So I actually made a ASMR video using this camera. It's kind of to poke fun at the whole trend. You can check it out if you want. I just love looking through the viewfinder. I love turning the dials. I love the feeling of the aperture ring. I love the shutter sound. It's a really wonderful experience shooting with this camera. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Fuji or anything. I'm just doing this because I like it. I like this camera. And if you don't know, I've been shooting with my phone for the past 5.5 months. I pledged myself to shoot with my phone for a whole year. But at this point, I'm dying to use my camera. I think I've made my point clear already, that it's not really the camera so much as it is the photographer's eye. So I think I'm probably just gonna cut my project short, because I have so many ideas and I've had so many lenses I haven't even used yet. I bought the Pentax 500mm, and just recently I had a really bad experience, so I bought the Helios 44. I actually had the 85mm too, but I want to use those lenses and I want to make videos with them. I also want to do infrared video. I really just love everything with photography, and like I said, I only regret not starting photography sooner, when I was younger. So yeah, sorry to sound like a fanboy. I love photography, and it's not just this camera. I love all cameras, But actually this camera is really cool because you can adapt so many different lenses to it. I mean, you can adapt lenses to other cameras too, but everything just works so well with this camera for me. And like I said, many photographers, they talk about camera specs, and sometimes I feel like they miss the point about shooting with it. It's not just the specs that are good, it's also the experience. Like some of my friends, like especially, like a lot of them turn to Sony, you know, and they let me use their Sony cameras, and you know, it's a good camera. It's like, it's great, it's professional, it's got so many bells and whistles, but I just didn't find any soul shooting with it. And I know it sounds really stupid, like what is this guy talking about? The soul of shooting? No, wait, come on. The only thing that matters are megapixels and IAF and in-body stabilization. You noob. But no, it's like you have to find enjoyment in what you do. But maybe that's just me, because you know, I steer more towards the artistic spectrum of photography. Like there's photographers that care like the colors are exactly the way they shot, everything has to be sharp. And then there's me, which I pretty much play with all the colors. I like trying making all kind of creative artistic effects. And I have so many ideas, like so many ideas of things I want to do and videos I want to make, and I have all this creativity just waiting to get out, and I feel limited. I limited myself by shooting with only the phone, which is not to say you can't do great things with the phone, because I've been doing a lot of things with the phone lately, and I feel very humbled by the experience. But I think I will go back to shooting with my camera, because I want to make so many things, and I think I already proved my point about shooting with a camera. There's really no need to keep. If you are a beginner photographer, you should start shooting with your phone. Like if you don't have a camera, start with your phone. That was basically the whole idea of shooting with the phone, is like to kind of inspire people to go and shoot even if they don't own a camera yet, or at least until they buy one. And it was never to say that a phone is as good as a DSLR. Like I had a lot of people say they're tired of people comparing the two, and like that was never even my intention. My intention was to get people to see that they can start taking photos today even if they don't have a camera. But yeah, just listen to that. Man, that feels so good. So yeah, this is a real personal thing for me. It also helps me with depression, and I just love seeing the world. I don't want to sound corny, but through the lens, you know, just through my own lens, through my own viewpoint, and that's basically why I love photography. You know, it's like I also like shooting film, of course, and film is a whole nother experience. Like it's really hard to explain the anticipation of getting your shots back. Like I'm a very slow film shooter. Like sometimes it takes me to go like 4 months to get through one roll of film, and I forget all about the pictures that I took. And then when I finally get the pictures, like, oh man, this is awesome. Like I really forgot I had this shot. It's amazing. It's like opening a Christmas gift. The only thing is, it's really expensive, you know, and I'm not really crazy about the aesthetics of film. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh man, this film is more beautiful and like shoot film only, but it is really expensive, you know. Like thank God for digital, because I shoot a lot, but film itself is an experience. So like if you've never shot film, you should give it a try too. It's really cool. And yeah, basically that's why I love photography. And it's kind of a strange, kind of fanboyish video, but it doesn't really matter, you know. I have many cameras. I have more than one camera, you know. But anyways, if you like photography, please let me know why, and I'll see you around.